Hey YouTube. So I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on in our country. Do you guys agree or disagree? So I'll show you a series of pictures because my friend did a video and he went out there and went to the one of the protestings that they did. So went out and protested. Sorry, I have my camera flash on, taking pictures. So they were protesting open our state, and they had Trump signs, flags of the United States, 2020 Trump, and stuff like that. Now, I understand there's a huge epidemic going, lots of people are dying, and here's the issue with what my cousin, who's a medical physician, a true medical physician, says the problem is not that we had to shut everything down. The problem is that this virus is very deadly and it only kills people, and they don't know. You can sit there and say that it might kill elderly or it might kill, but it's not necessarily true. He says if your body reacts to it in a certain way and your body cannot control it and doesn't want to accept it, it would automatically, sometimes it can kill you. There was a medical doctor in the news just recently, the other day. She was a medical physician. She got infected with COVID-19. She couldn't take it. She couldn't take it. The fact that she couldn't bear that she was a medical doctor and she couldn't heal herself, she ended up taking her own life. Somebody who was healthy, somebody who had the knowledge of medicine, had died. She ended up really killing herself. Now, here's the issue with that. Sorry, the lighting is pretty bad, but I just wanted to come out here and just talk with you guys for a little bit. And hopefully you guys can see me because I was taking pictures. And so here is my video about that. Is what do you guys think? Is it properly a great idea to go out there and protest? See, here's my opinion. Is you can go out there and protest because you have every right. Freedom of speech, right? But the problem with that is, what I was getting at is, my cousin was telling me it's not so much that it's just people are not educating themselves so much about this disease that they're like, I don't care, you're over it. Yeah, it's overwhelming. We're all like, ugh, we don't care anymore about COVID-19. We're over it. I get that. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people that don't carry the symptom. They don't even know that they have the symptoms. Because why? They're just a carrier. They don't, by the grace of God, they don't show any pain, any short of breathness. For some reason, those people are the ones that they're trying to study on too. Is they're trying to figure out why they don't show any of these symptoms, but yet they give it to somebody else and they don't know how that other person's going to react. So let's say you had it and I met you and I didn't know you had it, and then you gave it to me and my body reacted differently, and then I ended up becoming more sick and I ended up passing away. This is a question my cousin said. Now, you knew you had it, but you didn't tell anybody. Does that make you a criminal? That's where they're heading to, and that's what it's getting to. That's their point. Is the point is not so much about locking people up. It's about knowing what this disease does and how it works. And there hasn't been enough, he says, in his professional opinion, truth about it. He says it. He even expressed in the email that he wrote to my dad, because he doesn't have a Facebook. He said, don't worry so much about it. Just do your regular routines, like wash your hands constantly. And if you go out, have sanitizer, because you can't wash your hands. Wear gloves properly. He goes, wear a mask. Stay 6 feet away from people. And always remember your surroundings and what you touch and where you're touching. And then always wash your body and your hands. He goes, as long as you follow those rules, you should be okay. And if somebody sneezes and coughs, make sure you're at least 6 to 10 feet away from them, so that, and then we'll go around, like, don't even go near that area. Just try to go an opposite direction if you have to, or go around. And it's just knowing. Hold on, I'll be right back so you guys can see me better. That the lighting was horrible. I was outside taking pictures. But here's a question. Do you think people that have the virus, don't stay home, should be considered criminals? That's what he asked me, and I said, wow, that is a tough question, because there's a lot of people that have it and don't care, and they go out and they want to protest. And I'm not saying every protester has it, but that was what he said. Somebody might have it while they're all protesting, and then they might be able to get that virus, and it keeps spreading. And he goes, and it's going to make it worse. He goes, I really don't like the whole shutdown thing. So I get that, and I respect that. He says, but it had to be done for the safety of everybody. He goes, I don't agree with it, and neither do I. But there's a lot of things that we don't agree with in life. And sometimes we get shut down for no reason. And it was unexpected. Nobody thought schools would ever get closed. Nobody thought restaurants or malls would be shut down. Gyms, out of all things. Beaches. You can't go to the theaters. You can't really go shopping and feel at ease without having to worry, am I going to get infected? Or, and you got those people that are paranoid, they go to the stores and they're kind of just like grouchy. Like today I had one customer tell me, you don't even know which way you're walking, and you got these lines and you just set them up and you're not even following those directions. I didn't say anything. I just walked away. And that gentleman was like, I'm talking to you. Hello. And I just kept ignoring him. Why? Because I was doing my job. My job is to hang shoes up. And wherever those shoes go, I don't have to follow the line. I'm trying to do my job. And they let anybody and everybody in. So it's hard for me to practice social distancing when there's about 600 to 700 people in my store, and yet everybody's crammed up in one little corner in shoes, and everybody's trying on shoes. And today everybody was making a mess in shoes, kicking their shoes, trying on shoes, leaving them on the floor, leaving them everywhere. It was just horrible. And so for me to practice social distancing at work is really hard, so I always have to be aware of my surroundings. So when I see people going out there and protesting, which they have every right to, and it's their prerogative. I don't have nothing against them. It's just a difficult, because everybody wants our country to be opened again like normal. And some people are like, nah, we need more time. It's too soon. And then some people are like, nope, we need to open it now. If you get infected, you get infected. If you don't, then who cares? And every state has been shouting out, let open our states. And they have their banners and they're open our states. And it's just tough, because there's different types of overwhelmment. There's people that stay at home and get overwhelmed because they're cooped up. They can't do nothing. They work from home. Their children are there. Everybody's driving them nuts. And then there's the overwhelmment that we get. I could only imagine my cousin's point of view from being a doctor and having to physically attend people like that. I could only imagine the pain he's going through, having to isolate himself from his family, having to not be able to have a hug from his daughter, his wife, and his children, and his son, and being able to go, I love you guys, without, being able to freely just hug them. Then, now he has to call them and FaceTime them, and he sees them from a mile away because he's not there. He's at work, and when he goes home to his house, and they live somewhere else now. They moved to their parents' house for a while until all this is over, and he doesn't even know himself. And he's afraid for his own children to get it, He's afraid that if he gets it, what's he going to do? How's he going to protect his children or his wife? And that is a tough decision. As a medical provider, that is a tough decision. And that's a similar situation that another cousin of mine, his brother is a dentist, and he still has to practice dentistry. So he goes and puts braces on, and he does his normal routine, but he has his PPE gear, and I'll put pictures of both of them up there. And I am like, how do you do it? Like every day they go home, and he had to send his wife owns a daycare, and they had to close it down. So he goes home and he takes everything off, washes everything, and then he quarantines himself in a room. And if his wife can't even say hello, and his kids can't even kiss him. He just walks right in this room, opens it up, and it's locked, and he just takes a shower, and then his wife knocks on the door and drops the food to him, and then he just opens the door and gets the food, while him and the kids, they have a different bathroom that her and the kids use. So it is difficult, and I do get it, and I do understand. For me, it is difficult because I work, and I have an 11-year-old son, and a father who I live with, and a mother who I live with. My mom has thyroid problems. I have asthma problems. I have respiratory problems. My dad is diabetic. He has, you know, problems with all kinds of stuff, and it's just like, you worry that you might carry that home, so you do, out of respect, you try to mind, you know, your distance, and you try to wash your hands constantly, take showers constantly, wash your clothes constantly, do whatever it is that you need to do. But then you get all these millions of people who, where you start coming into the stores and they're grouchy already because they don't have what we need, or they're just like, you're touching me, and then, or they get offended because we're not following the 6-foot rule. I don't make the rules. That's what I tell people. Sorry, I don't make the rules. They don't like it. They should have stayed home. Because at the end of the day, everybody, you can't live in fear. And you can't let fear be the leader of your life. God is in control of my life. And I know that God will guide me and He will protect me. Now, I'm not saying that He's going to be, oh, you're not ever going to get the virus. No, because it could happen to me. I'm just saying that I'm aware of my surroundings, and I do whatever I need to do to protect myself. I wash my hands constantly. I even wash my face when I'm at work. I get a facial wipe and I wash my face constantly to wipe any excess. I don't touch my eyes. I try to wear gloves, and when I do, I toss them after every use. I don't touch my phone. I sanitize my phone every 30 minutes. When I'm going to break, when I go to lunch, and when I go home, I sanitize my keys. I sanitize my door handles and stuff like that, and where I'm going to touch my car. So I just do things to precautions to try not to bring it home. And so I want to get your guys' input of what you guys think about the whole states really protesting, and do you think they have every right to protest, that it's okay to open it? Do you think it's too soon, or do you think it's not soon enough, like we need to wait? See, I'm 50-50. I'm kind of confused because there's a lot of things that I wish would open, like the gym, because I want to go swimming because it's hot. We have 90-degree weather just the other day, and it's only May, just barely April, and the end of April, and today we're in May, and just 2 days ago we were like in 91-degree weather, and we were like, whoa, it was pretty hot for the city of Bakersfield. And if you don't got AC in your car, that's worse. And I know how that feels because on my old car, I didn't have any AC. So I would go to work red and sweaty and stinky before I even started. So I always had to take 2 shirts to work. And then I always had to wear extra deodorant and take another deodorant. And one time I accidentally left my deodorant in the car and it melted. I was like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. So, but it's just to show. You know, they say that the heat might kill the virus and the virus may not live long. Yeah, but we really don't know that. They're experimenting with that. They haven't officially announced it yet. It's May 1st. They haven't opened our state. People are protesting. And then a lot of people are also protesting because Gavin Newsom are helping our immigrants, and he believes that people shouldn't. A lot of people disagree. They don't think, and they're suing him, and they already put in a lawsuit against him that basically they don't want him because they think he's a joke because he's helping immigrants. And people don't understand. You can't judge a book by its cover because not every immigrant is, like I said in my last book, is a bad person. There's a lot of immigrants that have to pay taxes. If they work in the fields, they don't get a check. They don't get a check like a handwritten check. They get a check with their name on it, and they get taxes taken out of that check. And then they have to have an INS number for the IRS, and they go and they do their taxes. Why? Because that would be the smart thing to do. So that way, if they ever want to get the residency card or become a U.S. citizen, it's in their favor. That's why a lot of people pay taxes, and a lot of people are so ignorant to that point, they don't believe that because they're ignorant, they think that they don't pay taxes because they're immigrants. And that is not true. I paid taxes for a long time, and I didn't have any papers, and I worked. I was 14. I worked at the swap meet. And even though I still didn't have papers, my sister's friends like, oh, I'm still going to print you out. I still have to print you out one of those checks, but it's going to have taxes taken out of it. That's how I do my business. And I said, that's fine. Go for it. I need to pay my taxes, right? Anyways, it's going to go in my favor for one day. I want to become a citizen of this country. And she's like, you're not a citizen? And I said, shh, no, I can get deported. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. She said, oh, I thought you were born here. And I said, no. I said, I've lived here for a long time, but I wasn't born here. She's like, wow. So I know how it feels like to be an immigrant. So that's why I'm sympathetic to people of immigration. And like I said in my last video that I made a while ago, everybody has somebody that we're not proud of in our culture, in our race. We all have those people that we're just like, they all make us look bad. But just because that person makes us look bad, we're all not the same, okay? Not every person is going to be the same as that person. Not every bad person is a criminal when they're immigrants. So not every immigrant is a criminal. And that's why it bothers me when this one guy, Terrence, whatever his name is, he's a huge Trump supporter, which is fine. I respect that. And I think it's great that he's political and he voices his amendment. But to sit there and call every single immigrant a racist, it's like, come on, dude. It's like, then you're calling your founding fathers racist because the people who started America were immigrants. So, therefore, they were what you just said. And I posted that on his comment, and somebody was like, that's not true. And I'm like, yeah, America was founded on immigrants. And those immigrants who started America, I guess, are what he said. And some people would stop and think of my post, and they were like, They're like, you're getting deep there. That's all they would say. And I'm like, I'm just saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Not everybody does not pay taxes. I know millions and millions of immigrants that I could name, but I choose not to out of respect for them or the fear of deportation. I don't say their names and I don't post pictures and I don't say that, but they work hard for their money, they pay their taxes, and they pay their dues. I've known people that stand in line and complain, well, you just gotta go get your taxes done. We gotta go wait in line for hours just to go get a stupid IRS number, then come back and then do our taxes, because that takes 2 days, when you just take 1 day just to and your taxes are done. What is the difference? And I said, that's true. And they don't get free stuff like a lot of people think. So I'm getting off topic, but still. So that's why I always say, don't judge a book by its cover. Second is it really worth it protesting? What are you really protesting for? I mean, who knows? They might open the state soon. That's what a lot of people are protesting. They want May to be over with so people can go to the beaches and people can go to the movies and people can get their jobs back, because a lot of people are in fear of losing their houses. There's a lot of people that have needed food assistance and they've never had to need food assistance. There's a lot of people that are afraid that they can't pay their mortgage, their rent, their car payments, their electricity bills. And if they have a child with disabilities that needs medication or that constantly needs different things, it is difficult. And I hear you and I understand. You know, I sympathize with everybody that's out there protesting. I understand. But at the end of the day, it's like you gotta really ask yourself, if it's worth it, then more power to you. And have respect for those who do and have this respect for those who don't. There was one person already who was criticized because she's a freelance landscape photographer. She's a professional freelance photographer. And they had the newspaper, she works for them, had asked her to go cover the protesting. So she was out there taking pictures. And she was out there taking her pictures, doing her job, and a lot of people started bashing her. Oh, you're one of them, you're this and that. And you know what? At the end of the day, that's not fair and that's not right. And that's what I told her. At the end of the day, people are going to talk and people are not going to like what you do. But at the end of the day, who pays your bills? So who cares? You know what you're doing, you know what you're worth, you know what you're saying. So whatever they have to say, brush off. If they want to keep being your friends, then hey. But if they don't, then, they're lost anyways. And she was like, oh, I appreciate that. I really can appreciate that. So it's just like I tell people. You have to learn how to have respect and balance for other people's opinions and other people's beliefs and other people's way of thinking. We all don't think the same, and if we did, we would go crazy because we probably wouldn't like it. So, do you guys really agree with this? So here's my question. Do you think if somebody has COVID-19, doesn't want to quarantine themselves, doesn't show any symptoms and knows they have it, and doesn't tell people and goes and affects other people, do you think there should be considered criminals? Or it should be a crime and should be considered criminals? Because what if one person dies from that person getting infected because they didn't know that person had it? Or do you think that those people weren't practicing good social distancing, weren't clean? Because some people say, well, maybe they just don't know how to clean. They don't wash their hands properly. They're constantly not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's not so much about that. It could be that you accidentally sneeze and they didn't think that you were sick. You just happened to just sneeze because we all sneeze sometimes. You have allergies and sometimes you walk around something and it makes your nose itch, so you sneeze and all of a sudden there it goes. It lands on that person. No biggie, right? But now that person's contaminated because you didn't tell them. Hey. Or you accidentally cough. You don't have a cough, but you choke on something or your throat starts to tickle and you just start, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden you don't cover your mouth, but then that person standing like really close to you, like how me and my phone are, and my goes to my phone. What do you think is going to happen? So do you think those people should be committed a crime? That is my question, because we were debating that today at work, and I said I don't know. I said maybe if they know and if they knew and if we're doing it on purpose, but then I don't want to sit there and point my finger and call them criminals, because I understand that they also get tired of being cooped up, but it's not fair that other people get sick because not everybody's body's the same and not everybody's body's gonna react to that the same way. So that's my point, and it's hard to take in, but there's a lot of medical physicians out there that work day in and day out, and they feel the emotion. My sister-in-law is a nurse, and I want to say thank you. My cousin Lulu, thank you. We call her Nurse Lulu. Thank you. She's an amazing nurse. They work hard day in, day out, and a lot of people don't understand psychologically the emotion that they go through. They're drained. There's a lot of doctors that mentally need a lot of therapy now from this, and that's like I mentioned in the beginning. That doctor, she was a doctor, a medical physician, and she couldn't bear having this disease, so she took her own life because she just couldn't figure out how to take care of herself, and she just couldn't figure out how to make sure that she didn't feel the pain, because it's very painful. They say it's very painful. When you do get it and you get the symptoms, it can be very, very painful. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, just comment below what you guys think of your opinions. I really would like to hear from you guys' opinions, and it's okay to have different opinions, and we all just need to be mindful and respectful, show love and kindness. And what do you guys think about this? That it's okay to go out there and protest, and that they should open up our states? So let me know, and I'm going to post some pictures below after this of the protesting that my friend did. I copied some of his pictures. He sent them to me so I can share with you guys. So I love you guys. Thank you all for who have subscribed to my channel. You guys are amazing. I love you for watching my channel. Thank you so much. I'm forever grateful that you guys are watching my channel. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the like and the notification button and subscribe if you haven't done so. So, goodbye. In Bakersfield, California, this is what they're protesting. This is what they're saying. And this is what they're doing. So I hope you guys like these pictures. And yeah, comment below what you guys think.